Becoming a father is a profound experience. It's a love like no other, a bond unbreakable. But my journey into fatherhood was paved with thorns, not roses. I found myself trapped in a relationship that was slowly suffocating my spirit. My partner, as I later came to understand, had narcissistic personality disorder. It was a silent battle, fought behind closed doors, hidden from the world. Every day felt like walking on eggshells, never knowing what would trigger her rage. The smallest things, a misplaced word, a forgotten errand, would set her off. The verbal abuse was relentless, chipping away at my self-esteem. I was constantly told I was worthless, a failure as a father and a partner. But amidst the darkness, my child was my guiding light. Holding my child, I found the strength to go on. I knew I had to fight. Not just for myself, but for the future of my child. I would not let this toxic environment poison my child's innocence. This was my turning point, the moment I decided to break free. Narcissistic personality disorder is a complex mental health condition. It's characterized by a grandiose sense of self-importance, a deep need for admiration, and a lack of empathy for others. Those with NPD are often masters of manipulation, twisting reality to fit their narrative. They thrive on control and will stop at nothing to maintain it. In my relationship, her narcissism manifested in insidious ways. It was always about her needs, her feelings. My emotions were dismissed, my opinions invalidated. I was constantly gaslighted, made to doubt my own sanity. She would project her insecurities onto me, blaming me for her unhappiness. The abuse was not always overt. It was often subtle, a slow drip of poison that eroded my sense of self. I was isolated from my friends and family, my world shrinking to revolve solely around her. She would play the victim, garnering sympathy from others while portraying me as the aggressor. I was trapped in an invisible cage, bound by her manipulation and control. One of the most insidious aspects of narcissistic abuse is the weaponization of the system. Narcissists are often skilled at charming others, presenting a facade of normalcy to the outside world. They know how to manipulate situations to their advantage, turning others against their victims. My ex-partner was a master of this. She used the legal system as a weapon, filing false accusations against me to gain custody of our child. She painted me as an unfit father, using my vulnerability and desperation against me. The court battles were grueling, financially and emotionally draining. The stress was unbearable. I was fighting for my child, for the right to be a father, but it felt like an uphill battle. The legal fees piled up, pushing me to the brink of financial ruin. But I refused to give up. I knew the truth, and I was determined to fight for my child's future. Leaving an abusive relationship is never easy. It's a long and arduous journey, filled with setbacks and emotional turmoil. But it's possible, and every step taken away from the abuse is a victory. When I finally broke free, I was emotionally and financially drained. The accusations had taken their toll, leaving me feeling broken and defeated. I was a shadow of my former self, haunted by the experience. But I knew I couldn't stay in that dark place. I had to find the strength to rebuild my life, for myself and for my child. The road to recovery was long and painful. I started therapy, slowly piecing together the shattered fragments of my self-esteem. I focused on my child, finding solace and purpose in being a present and loving father. It wasn't easy, but each day brought a glimmer of hope. Section 5. Finding forgiveness. Choosing myself. Forgiving my abuser was not about condoning her actions. It was about releasing the anger and resentment that had taken root in my heart. It was about choosing peace over pain, healing over bitterness. I had to understand that her behavior was a reflection of her own internal struggles, not a reflection of my worth. Forgiving myself was even harder. I had to come to terms with the fact that I had stayed in an abusive relationship for too long. I had to forgive myself for the mistakes I made, for the ways in which I had allowed myself to be treated. This process of forgiveness was not easy. It was a daily practice, a conscious choice to release the past and embrace the present. It was about learning from the experience and emerging stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Section 6. Rebuilding brick by brick. Rebuilding my life after narcissistic abuse was like constructing a house brick by brick. It required patience, perseverance, and an unwavering belief in myself. I started small, focusing on the basics. I found a stable job, a modest apartment, and created a loving and nurturing home for my child. I reconnected with old friends and family, rebuilding the bridges that had been burned. I rediscovered old passions and explored new interests. I learned to set healthy boundaries, to protect my emotional well-being. Most importantly, I learned to love and value myself again. I discovered a strength I never knew I possessed, a resilience forged in the fires of adversity. I realized that I was worthy of love, respect, and happiness. Section 7. The Triumph of a Father's Love. Today, I stand tall, a survivor of narcissistic abuse. The journey was arduous, marked by pain and uncertainty, but through it all, my love for my child remained my compass, guiding me towards the light. The bond between a parent and child is unbreakable, and that love fueled my determination to create a better life for both of us. Seeing my child thrive in a safe and loving environment makes all the battles worthwhile. The fear in their eyes has been replaced with laughter, the anxiety with a sense of security. This is my victory, my testament to the power of resilience and the enduring strength of a father's love. My story is not unique. It's a story echoed in households across the globe, a silent epidemic affecting countless families. But there is hope, there is healing, and there is life after narcissistic abuse. Section 8. You are not alone. A message of hope. If you are reading this, trapped in the clutches of narcissistic abuse, please know that you are not alone. Your pain is real. Your experience is valid. The first step is acknowledging the abuse, breaking free from the denial that often accompanies such toxic relationships. Reach out for help. Talk to a trusted friend, family member, or therapist. There are resources available, support groups, and organizations dedicated to helping victims of domestic abuse. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect, dignity, and love. Leaving an abusive relationship can seem daunting, but it is possible. Start by making a plan, taking small steps towards independence. Focus on your safety and the well-being of your children. Section 9. Reclaiming Your Power, a Guide to Action. Breaking free from narcissistic abuse requires courage, resilience, and a fierce determination to reclaim your life. It's a journey of self-discovery, of reclaiming your power and embracing your worth. Here are some steps you can take to begin your journey towards healing. Educate yourself. Learn about narcissistic personality disorder and the dynamics of abuse. Knowledge is power, and understanding the patterns of abuse can help you break free. Seek professional help. A therapist specializing in narcissistic abuse can provide invaluable support, guidance, and tools to navigate the healing process. Establish boundaries. Learn to set healthy boundaries with the abuser, protecting yourself from further emotional harm. This might involve limiting contact, refusing to engage in arguments, and prioritizing your own well-being. Build a support system. Surround yourself with trusted friends, family members, or support groups who can offer emotional support and encouragement. Practice self-care. Engage in activities that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. This might include exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or pursuing hobbies that bring you joy. Focus on your strengths. Remind yourself of your positive qualities, your resilience, and your capacity for love. Remember, healing is not linear. There will be setbacks, moments of doubt, and days when it feels easier to give up. But it's in those moments of vulnerability that you must dig deep, summon your inner strength, and remind yourself of your worth. You are a survivor, and you deserve a life filled with love, joy, and peace.